So come land into yourself, come land into this moment, come land into your belly. And as you land, as you settle, just notice what is right now. And so there's always so many layers of sensation. So there's this sensation or the feeling of clothing around you, the sense of the feeling of the contact of the floor beneath you. There's the feeling of the temperature, maybe of the sunshine, and also maybe of the breeze or the coolness of the air. It hasn't quite warmed up still after the storm. There's the routine of, Zoom. Thank God for Zoom. Kind of anchors my week. It's like, oh, it's Monday and we're here in the morning and this is what we're doing is yoga again. We're connecting and deepening and moving and there's the cycle of the year. We're in the mid to the end of May. All the different layers of all of that in your body right now. And then just take a deeper breath, a fuller breath down into your belly so that as you inhale, you have a full, deep, expanding belly. And as you exhale, you have a sense of a deepening, a settling, a softening. As you inhale, filling, deepening, really be vigorous with your breath. So really anchor it down in the flow of sense of connection, tone, texture, movement. Let it be very physically tangible that you're breathing down into your belly. Perhaps you put your hands on your belly to feel that, or perhaps you can just feel it naturally because of the textures of the muscles of your belly moving and the volume changing and the pressure of your gut. The enteric nervous system, the belly, the nervous system that is in the walls of the gut, from our throat all the way down into the large intestine. They talk about it being the second brain, that there's so much that we can perceive from here, our gut feeling, our deep knowing, or sense of, or the way we make decisions, the way we check in with ourselves is in this area here. So as you lie here right now, as you feel into the belly of you, into the deep of you in this moment, what is the texture of you right now? Is it regulated, soft, smooth, or is it jagged? Is it slow? Is it busy? Is it sluggish? Is it crisp and clear? And then take another breath. Take that deep, full breath again into your belly so that you're really expanding the sense of, the tone and the texture of the deep lower belly. And as you do so, you'll maybe fill a little bit more into the sides of your waist. You'll fill into the lower back and you'll probably feel the pelvic floor as well, stretching and expanding. So the breath expands three-dimensionally. It's an incredible, you're breathing all the way down into your toes, but it's very hard to perceive that. Whereas breathing into your belly is a very tangible, mobile place to breathe into or feel into. So again, just another deep breath, filling, a really full sense of widening into the side of the waist, the sides of your lower back, the deep of your belly. Nice. And then just check in with your feet. Thing I do a lot at the moment. Check in, can you feel both of your feet? Can you gently wiggle all of your toes? And as you do so, there is a sense of flow or connection or just Just that feeling into as I move my feet, as I flow into the movement of my toes, can I inhabit all the way to the soles of my feet? And then feeling into your calves. What could you do with your feet that you would feel your calves clearly? Maybe stretching into the sides of your calves or the outer sides of your calves, or what would you do to really feel, oh, I have calves and they're amazing. Nice. And then what would you do to kind of stretch your knees a little bit? What kind of movement would even just connect you to movement into your knees? Go, oh, there's my knees and I can move my knees. Just a gentle, very gentle, just an awakening. Thighs, front and back, in and out. What would you do into your legs to just feel? And notice how, for me, my feet are still moving. So I'm trying to connect into my thighs, but my feet are helping me, my calves are helping me, my knees are helping me. So I'm not moving in isolation. It's like this continuity of movement from the soles of my feet to the deep of my hips to create a little bit of connection down into my legs. Nice, and then just wiggle your fingers, just gently like stretching that sense of just hands, the fingertips, the palms, just a really gentle flow or swaying movement. Just feel like you're tentatively reaching into the very edges of yourself, into the tips of your fingers. Rather than going anywhere, you're just being really in all of you. Nice. And then your forearms, what would you do to really connect into the forearms, into the feeling of your forearms, your elbows? Noticing that. And then your upper arms. Like, what do you do to stretch your upper arms? It's a funny place. I'm like, how do I stretch my upper arms? And then maybe reaching your arms overhead and just lengthening through your arms so that you have a sense of your armpits. And then as you connect into your armpits, begin to stretch one hand a little bit further and then the other hand a little bit further. So now you're feeling into the rib cage. How would you stretch a little bit into your rib cage? Stretch a little bit. And then try and move from your fingertips to your toes. So you're now pandiculating. Pandiculation is a kind of a connection through the whole of your body so that you're reaching from the toes of you all the way to the tips of your fingers. Nice. And stretch a bit more through the right side. How would you do that? What kind of shape would you make? You can have your legs stretched out. You can have your knees bent in this moment. And then how would you stretch a little bit more through the left side, connecting from the toes all the way through the side of your body. And so often in yoga we get stuck into the shapes that we're making, not the internal feeling of the connectivity of our fascia, of the gestures we make. So connect the front of your body. How do you connect the whole front of your body? What does that mean? Is there gaps? Is there places where you don't feel as clearly? For me, I have to really point my toes to feel the fronts of my thighs. And then how do you stretch the back of you? And when I do that, I feel like I round forward and stretch into my heels a little bit more. Just feel that. Stretch the front of you. How do you do that? And stretch the back of you. How do you do that? Nice. And then stretching through the right side again, lengthening. And then one last time, stretch through the left side, lengthening. Nice. Cool. Great. So come lie on your back with your knees bent. You should possibly be there already. And then just having your feet flat on the floor. Let's check technology a second. Good. Feet flat on the floor and your knees are bent. You can have your hands resting on your lower belly if you wish, or you can be having your arms long beside you. Ah, what a glorious day. So beautiful. And then just draw your lower back down and really imprint the lower back into the floor. So you have a sense of really pulling backwards into the floor and get a sense of the sacrum. Maybe as we're just imprinting backwards, notice how the front belly is working hard. It's really drawing back. Maybe try and draw the area just above your navel down into the floor. Feel how you push into the floor. If you push your feet a little bit into the floor, you'll feel that connectivity with the deep of your lower back a little bit more. Nice. And then arching. As you arch into the lower back, feel the belly expand, the ribs lift. The lower back is arching, so there's a space between your lower back and the floor, and your buttocks are still on the floor. I just feel that. Where is the effort here? For me, I feel it more into the sacroiliac joints, into the lumbar. Nice, and then just move from flat into arching. So you're moving from arching your lower back into flattening your lower back down, and then arching your lower back and flattening your lower back down. So you're really connecting into the depth of how you move, and feel the end of the movement. So have a bit of a moment of an imprint, a bit extra. And then when you're in the deep of your arch, have a moment where you just hold that for a second longer. So you're just deepening into the very ends of your range of motion. Yes, what's the deep of my arch? What's the deep of my flattening down? Is the deep of my arch and the deep of my flattening down. Nice, one more time. Arching, really feel the arch in the lower back, and then flattening down. So bring your hands to your lower belly, and then we're just going to play a little bit with how we engage the lower belly and the abdominal muscles. So breathe deeply into your hands. So your thumbs are near your navel and your fingertips are down near your pubic bone. And breathe into the very lowest part. So you're trying to breathe into the area where your fingertips are resting. And as you exhale, try and squeeze that area really deeply down, so you feel a pulling away from your fingertips, because you're pulling that area together. And again, as you inhale, fill down into the very lowest part of your belly. And as you exhale, almost try and pull your belly away from your fingertips, because you're trying to engage the lowest part of the pelvis. Nice. And again, inhaling, filling down into your fingers, lifting the fingers with the breath into the belly. And then as you exhale, feel that you pull your navel and that lower part of your belly away from your fingers, because you're pulling it backwards. Keep that lower part of your belly engaged. So just feel that. Keep it engaged, keep it on. Nice. And then slowly lift your right foot off the floor, and then lift your left foot off the floor. So you're really pulling that lower part of your belly down onto the floor, or pulling it backwards, and your two knees are now straight up over your hips. And reach your arms straight up so they're also up towards the ceiling. So both hands are up towards the ceiling and both knees are straight up over your hips. Nice. And then slowly lower your right foot down, but your leg isn't important. Keeping the lower part of your belly engaged is really important. Let your right foot tap down, come back up. And then let your left foot tap down and come back up. Let your right foot tap down. Keep the lower part of your belly engaged. Come back up. And then let your left foot tap down and come back up. Nice. Let both feet tap down, but go so slowly, because you're really connecting into the deep of your belly. That's where the focus is, connection. Come back up. Knees are over your hips. And again, keep the lower part of your belly connected. Let your toes tap down and then come back up. Nice. Bring your hands to your knees and your knees to your hands. So you're pushing your hands into your knees into your hands, and feel a deep sense of a push. And then try again to engage that lower part of your belly. Keep the right side connected and reach the left side long. So you're reaching the left arm till it floats just above the floor, and your left leg can extend to whatever degree feels the right length for you. So that could be where your knee is still bent, or that could be where your leg is still is straight. Come all the way back up. Keep the lower part of your belly engaged. Push your left hand into your left knee. Really deeply create pressure there, and then reach your right side long, keeping the lower part of your belly engaged as you reach your right leg long and your right arm overhead. Nice. Come back up. Connect the right side. Extend the left. Keep the lower belly engaged. Coming all the way back up. And push into the left side as you reach through the right. And coming all the way back up. Nice. Bring both feet to the floor. And then drop both knees down towards the right. As you drop both knees down towards the right, just feel the sense of your belly softening, your hips softening, a sense of length through the inner thigh, through the outer of your hip. And then come back up to center, and then drop both knees down towards the left. And back up to center. Nice. So bring your hands to your lower belly again. And breathe deeply into that lower part of your belly, so you're really filling into your fingertips again. And then as you exhale, try and pull your belly away from your fingertips so that you're really engaging the lower part of your belly. And then now try and engage the area just above your navel as well. So you're trying to just pull backwards a little bit more through the navel and the area just above your navel. Lift your right knee up until it's above your hips, and then lift your left knee up so it's above your hips. Pausing there, and then reach your two hands up towards the ceiling. And so keep the sense of the deep lower belly, and now the area just above your navel, pulling backwards into the floor. So bend both of your elbows and bring your elbows to touch so you're kind of in an L shape. So it's like your hands are in a prayer position in front of your face, but your elbows are also touching. And your knees are also touching. So your knees are together, your hands are together. So widen both of your arms until the backs of your hands come to the floor. Keep your lower belly engaged the whole time. So it's like you're lying on the floor in the arrested position. You know what I mean? So there's that sense of, put your hands up, you're under arrest kind of thing. Nice. And then draw your elbows together so they come to touch in the middle, palms are touching. And again, drop your elbows wide, keep your lower belly engaged, keep your spine flapping into the floor. And then come back up to center. Great. Do the same thing with your knees. Bring both knees wide as they'll go, keeping the lower belly engaged. And then come back up to center. And one more time, drop both knees wide. And come back up to center. Great. Both knees and both arms dropping wide. Try and bring your knees as close to the floor, your arms are all the way down. And then bring both knees back up to center. And again, keep the lower belly engaged, both knees wide, both arms wide. Knees are still bent, elbows are still bent. And then come all the way back up to center. Nice. So this one will mess with your head a little bit. Only the right arm and the left leg. And come back up to center. And only the left arm and the right leg. And back up to center. So do opposite arm and leg a few times. See how confused you are or not. Awesome if you're not. To right if you are. It's kind of confusing. It's a bit like rubbing your knees and tapping your head or something. And just one more time each side. Elbow goes out, leg goes out on the opposite side. And come back into center. And then arm goes out, leg goes out, opposite side. And come all the way back up to center. Stretch both arms up towards the ceiling. Squeeze both knees towards you. Keep your fingers reaching deeply up towards the ceiling. And so and squeeze your knees even closer towards you. So how close towards your chest can you draw your knees, your thighs right now? Engage into your heels. And almost try and lift your bum a little bit more off the floor. Keep that sense of engagement. Draw your shoulders a little bit more up. You can lift your head off the floor if you wish, so you're looking towards your navel. And then slowly stretch the left leg long until it floats just above the floor. Bend your left knee, pull it all the way in, so you're squeezing both knees as close towards your chest as you can. And then stretch your right leg long until it floats just above the floor. And come all the way back in. One more time each side. Reaching through your fingers, draw your knees a bit close, stretch out through your left leg. Come all the way back in. And then drawing your shoulders forward, reaching into your fingers, pull your knees a little bit closer, so stabilize the left side as you reach out through the right. Nice, come all the way in, drop your head to the floor, pull your knees towards your chest and just rock from side to side. Nice. Bring your arms out to the side into a cross position and try and rock your knees from side to side so that your right elbow is coming down towards your right, your right knee is coming down towards your right elbow. And then your left knee is coming down towards your left elbow. And try and keep your feet together and your knees together as you do this. So again, notice the deep lower belly. Can you pull the navel backwards? Can you engage into the core as you rock from side to side? So really feel that you're stabilizing the weight of you from the center of you. And keep rocking, noticing the sensations of connectivity through the sides of the hip, the deep of the belly, the back of the waist, keeping both shoulders wide, backs of your arms on the floor. Nice, and come all the way back to center. Bring your right hand to your right knee and stretch the left leg long so it floats just above the floor, and then open your right knee out towards the right. So you're pulling your right knee up towards your left shoulder and you're drawing your right knee out towards the right, and you're really stretching long into that left leg. You can, if you want, bring your left palm to rest to the front of your left thigh and just really settle into widening through the inner thighs and stretching through the deep of your pelvis. Keep your feet connected, shoulders connected, and notice, can you connect into that lower belly area? Can you pull backwards a little bit more through the navel, pull a little bit more backwards through the deep of the pelvis, and then widen from that place. For me, I feel like the more I anchor down through my belly, the more I can create length on the inner thigh on the right leg. Nice, come back up to center, stretch that right leg long and hold on somewhere along that right leg. Keep the same amount of stillness through the torso and slowly begin to bring your right leg out towards the right. As you draw it out towards the right, have a sense of the inner thigh, the deep of your pelvis, the sense of the connectivity into the floor. Nice, come all the way back up to center. Bend your right knee and drop your left leg to the floor. Bend both elbows and bring both elbows to the floor beside you. And now draw your right knee over towards the left. But you're doing it with your legs more so than your arms. So your elbows are pushing into the floor, and you've rocked over onto your left side, and then come back up to center with your right knee. And just do that a few times. Rock your right knee over towards the left. And then slowly coming back, and feel the deep of your torso and your belly really connecting into this movement. So slow it down and be really strong into your legs. So you're connecting down into your toes, down into your feet, as you rock slowly in and out of the twist. So you're twisting towards the left with your right knee, and then back up to center. Next time you go over, you're going to pause. So twisting towards the left with your right knee, you can bring your left hand to rest to the outside of your left knee if you wish, or your left hand to rest to the outside of your right knee if you wish. And then draw your shoulders backwards and just create a bit more density through the left hand to give you a bit more depth into the side of your hip. Keep your shoulders steady. You're not rolling that right shoulder off the floor. You're keeping it on the floor. You're giving it weight. Sometimes it's hard to feel that shoulder, so I always think I feel like I'm a bear in the woods. Kind of scratch my shoulder a little bit on the floor like I'm a bear scratching my shoulder on a tree. And then I feel my shoulder, and then I can anchor it into the floor. Sometimes we have the back of the body, we have to create sensations. We have to connect into sensations. Nice, come all the way back up to center. Squeeze both knees up onto your chest, hugging them in. And just rock from side to side. Draw your knees in one direction and knees in the other. Bring your arms straight out to the sides actually. Keep your knees touching, keep your ankles touching, and try and bring your knees down in the direction of your elbows. So your knees are really up and close towards you. You're trying to squeeze your knees up towards your chest. Your belly and your thighs are in contact as you rock from one side. And you rock to the other side. Nice. Come all the way back to center. Hold on to the left knee with the left hand and stretch the right leg long until it floats just above the floor. So your heel is strong and surging away. You have a sense of really pushing down into that right heel very steeply. Connect the deep lower belly. Connect the area just above your navel. So you have a sense of the abdominal area being connected. It is like it's a place of connectivity, a place of depth, a place of power. And then slowly drawing your left knee out towards the left, but you're not losing the belly. If you lose your belly, then you've gone too far. Really find what is the distance of connectivity or embodiment, or what's the depth of this posture. Not what shape can I make. It's more, where am I mostly deeply in my body? And just find that edge and kind of surf the edge. Lengthening into the inner thigh, so really deepen the belly backwards, pull the navel backwards, and then create length into the inner thigh by almost like anchoring down into the pelvis and lengthening the knee away, or lengthening through the inner thigh by giving it a bit more tone or direction. Breathing, connecting, staying present. And then come all the way back up to center. Stretch your left leg straight up towards the ceiling. Your right leg is still floating. And then slowly bring your left leg out to the side. So you're really traveling out to the side of the left leg. As far as feels comfortable. Really find that zone. It's really about truly being comfortable in your body. And then connect in there. So now your leg is straight, but you're not changing the shape of the deep lower belly, of the navel, of the connection to the floor. You're not falling over towards the left. You're anchoring deeply down and you're lengthening through the inner thigh and feeling the weight of your leg. Nice. Come all the way back up to center. Bend your left knee and drop your right heel to the floor. Bend both elbows and push both elbows deeply into the floor. Now begin to twist over towards the left. No, the right. Over towards the right. You're drawing your left knee over towards the right. And coming all the way back up to center. And then draw your left knee over towards the right. And come all the way back up to center. And just continue to rock in and out and really find the connectivity into your belly, the strong down into that right leg. Your right leg is not passive, it's really strong. My heel is still pushing away from me. I have a sense of length through the whole right side of my body as I roll over onto it. My elbows are strong, my left shoulder is staying on the floor. Nice. Next time you come over towards the right, stay there. So your right hand will land on top of the left knee. And you're giving it a little bit more depth and connectivity as you anchor down. So you can bring your fingers to the front of the left shoulder. That can give you connectivity and presence. Or you can scratch your shoulder on the floor and then pull it backwards and glue it to the floor. And then feel that you're creating a bit more stretch or connection through the left side of the waist, the left side of your belly. Like how do you find the deep of your waist and lengthen into it? Or the deep of the rib cage and stretch into it? Stay strong through the right leg, deep through the belly. And then coming all the way back up to center. Cool, squeeze both knees up towards you, hug them in. Nice, and then stretch both legs up towards the ceiling. And just roll out through your ankles, big circles with your ankles. As you roll out through your ankles, just get a sense of your feet, your ankles, the calves, your knees. And as you did before, how would you stretch from your thighs into your toes? Like how would you really feel like somehow that there's strings of connections, which there are, from your hips into your toes? Like how would you elongate through the inner thighs down into the big toes, or from the outer hips into the baby toe side of your feet, you know, or into your bum into your heels, or the front of your hips into your toes. Like where are the lines for you? How do those lines connect? Super. Stretch into your heels, deep and long, one last time. And then just reach your arms overhead. So your backs of your hands are resting on the floor and both legs are stretching up towards the ceiling. And then anchor again through the deep lower belly. So it's harder now with our arms overhead. So with our arms overhead, our rib cage is lifting upwards. So anchor your rib cage backwards. So now we're moving higher up into the rib cage. So pull your rib cage backwards, pull that lower belly backwards, and then that area around the navel also. So you're really pulling backwards. You'll feel more stretch in your armpits as you anchor down through the pelvis, through the lower back. Nice. And then bending both knees, let your toes tap the floor very lightly, but keep the sense of your abdominal muscles. You're not opening the belly to drop your feet down. You're keeping your belly really strong to drop your feet down. And then stretch your legs up towards the ceiling. And again, dropping both toes down, keeping your belly on. Maybe your toes touch a little bit further away. And then coming all the way back up. Excuse me. Stretch your legs up towards the ceiling. Nice, one more time. Lower your toes down. Let them touch the floor. And then as you stretch up, begin to swing your legs upwards. And so as you swing your legs up, your bum will lift off the floor and your toes are moving in the direction of the floor above your head. So again, drop your toes down, let them touch. And then stretching your legs up and over until your toes come towards the floor above your head. So whatever distance feels right for you.
So you can keep your legs straight the whole time if you wish. So your legs can swing the whole way overhead and then all the way down in the direction of the floor. Or you can keep your knees bent the whole time. Just see what is the connectivity from your belly all the way into your legs, into your torso. Just rolling up along your spine and down. One more time. Rolling up and down. Nice. So bend your knees and bring your hands to the insides of your feet. So you're coming to happy baby pose. The soles of your feet are shining towards the ceiling and your palms are resting on your the arch of your feet. If your feet feel very far away, then you can hold on to your ankles, or you can wrap your elbows around or your forearms around the backs of your knees. It's the same action. So just see which version of that suits you and just anchor down through the back of the pelvis. So always in this pose, I'm always reminded of the four corners of my torso. So try and bring your bum back down onto the floor and drop your shoulders a little bit more back and then anchor down through the front of the belly and then pull your shoulders backwards so you're deepening into your hips. So again, anchor your pelvis down like you're trying to bring the sit bones to the floor. Draw your shoulders backwards and then pull the front of your belly deeply down into the torso. Breathing into your belly. Nice. Release the left leg and stretch the left leg straight up towards the ceiling and then slowly keep the connection into the lower belly. Stretch the left leg long until it floats just above the floor. And keep lowering down until until your calf touches the floor. So really feel the deep of the front of your hip opening. Nice. Stretch your left arm overhead so it's resting on the floor above your head. So you're really long and strong through the whole left side of your body, and your right knee is pulling down towards the floor. Nice. Point through the left toes and then just draw a circle with your left foot. Small circle, doesn't have to be very big. And then try and circle a similar circle with your left arm. What does that even mean? I'm like, I have no idea. But just see how confusing your arm is to draw a circle with. And then circle in the other direction. So your arm circles in the other direction and your leg also circles in that other direction. Nice. And then lift your left leg up and lift your left arm up and bring your fingers to tap your toes. And then lower your arm down, lower your leg down, and get really super long through that arm and the leg. Nice. And then bend your left knee and bring your foot back up into happy baby pose. Stabilizing there, holding on wherever you hold on. Nice. And then bring your right leg to center and slowly lower the right leg down. Keep the deep lower belly connected as you lower the right leg down. And when you land down, bring your calf down until it taps the floor. Notice how far further it goes down. It's always amazing. I'm always like, I always think I'm near the floor, and then I realize I'm nowhere near the floor. Reach your right arm overhead and lower it down until it lands down near the floor above your head. So your arm is up near your ear and it's resting on the floor. Nice. And then point through the right toes, draw a circle with your right leg. And then try and draw this similar circle with your left leg. Wow, I can only do, with your right arm. Sorry. So is it the same direction? Or are they moving in opposite directions? Do you know which direction your arm and your foot are moving in? And then roll in the other direction. Mine are going opposites and I have no way of changing that. It's very interesting. Nice. Lift your left leg up, right leg up, lift your right hand up, bring your foot to your hand to your foot. And then lower your leg down again, all the way down until you rest just above the floor. Nice. Bring your right foot back up into happy baby pose. And then just rock from side to side. And really as you rock, try and widen your knees more and more. So you're trying to balance into the deep inner thighs. And you're rocking deeply into the belly, settling into the wide of your hips, the length of the back of the body. Super. And then release your feet and bring the soles of your feet together and your knees apart, and then lower your baby toe edge of your feet all the way to the floor. So the baby toe edge of your feet is resting on the floor and your knees are widening. Bring your arms overhead, let them rest on the floor. And you'll notice your rib cage has just popped up when you did that. So flatten your lower back down into the floor. And then arch deeply through the lower back and really try and lift as much of your spine off the floor as you can. So your bum is on the floor, your shoulders are on the floor, but everything in between should be off the floor. And then flatten your lower back down, pull it deeply backwards. You'll notice that your armpits round a little bit forward. You'll notice that your knees lift a little bit up and there's more tone and texture through the front of the pelvis, the front of your hips. Arching your lower back and really feel the opening through the belly and really exaggerate. How would you stretch from your fingertips all the way down to the soles of your feet here? And then pull your lower back down and feel the rounding of your shoulders, the lifting of your knees slightly. One more time, arching deeply into your lower back. Really exaggerate, like lift your rib cage more, try and lift through the deep of the ribs and open through your chest. And then soften through the lower back and really anchor your lower back into the floor. Bend your elbows, bring your arms long beside you, and then pushing your fingertips down, flatten your lower back down, lift your feet off the floor. So you're drawing your feet up towards your face and the soles of your feet are still touching. And now reach both arms and interlock your fingers and bring your hands behind the back of your head. Nice, so draw your elbows to your knees and your knees to your elbows, pulling your knees up towards your elbows. And then slowly lower your both feet down until the baby toe side of both feet touches the floor. And then coming all the way up, engaging with deep lower belly. Draw your elbows to your knees to your elbow. And when you lower your feet down, don't let your belly open. Let yourself use the muscles of your belly to lower your feet down. So go really slowly. And then lifting up. And draw your elbows to your knees to your elbows. And slowly, keeping your abdominal muscles connected, don't let them loosen. And lower the baby toe side of your feet to the floor. Lower your head to the floor. Again, draw your elbows to your knees to your elbows. Pausing there, straighten out through your arms. And then push your elbows into your knees. Your arms are straight, your palms are facing the ceiling. And then pull your elbows into your knees. Push your elbows into your knees and pull your knees into your elbows. And then try and lift your torso a little bit more off the floor. So really feel a squeeze through your knees into your elbows. So this one's impossible, guys. I'm really sorry. Keep your right leg steady. Stretch your left leg long. Maybe it's not impossible. Start coming all the way back up. And then keeping your left leg steady. Stretch your right leg long so it floats just above the floor. And coming all the way back up. Nice. Lowering down. Lower your feet to the floor. Drop your arms straight out into a cross. Your knees are bent. And we're going to do gliding twist. So drop both knees down to the right. And then glide your left knee up in the direction of your right elbow, right shoulder. And then come all the way back. Both feet to the floor. Drop both knees down towards the left. And glide your right knee up in the direction of your left shoulder. And come all the way back. And both knees to the right. Gliding the left knee up in the direction of your right shoulder. Coming all the way back. And then both knees to the left. And draw your right knee over. All the way up in the direction of your left shoulder. Coming all the way back. So you're going to do the football version. So drop both knees to the right. And now kick your left leg long. So your left foot is coming up in the direction of your right hand. Pausing there. Really widen through your chest. Feel the strength of you. Pull your navel backwards. All that engagement into our navel. We're now able to really pull. It's almost like you're trying to tug of war backwards through the left side of your body. So you're creating a deep pull backwards as you stretch really long into that left leg. Nice. Bend your knees. You come all the way back to center. Drop both knees down towards the left. And then kick your right leg over towards the left side. Really anchoring down through the outer side of your leg, through the deep of your hip. Pull that right shoulder back. Really stretch into the full of that leg as it floats above your hand. Nice. Bend your knee. Come all the way back to center. And now just flow. Drop your knees to the right. Kick your left leg up. Coming all the way back. And flow to the left and kick your right leg up. And coming back. Flow to the right and kick your left leg up. Maybe it goes a bit higher, maybe you can go a bit deeper. Really feel how can you flow a bit deeper into range of motion. And then flow to the left and kick your right leg up. Nice, one more time each side. Go to the right, kick your left leg up. Coming back. And go to the left and kick your right leg up. Nice, and all the way back to center. Stretch both legs up towards the ceiling. And then slowly begin to widen. So bring your right leg out towards the right and bring your left leg out towards the left. And just find the dropping out through your inner thighs. You can bring your hands to the outsides of your knees to hold the weight of your legs a little bit. Or you can bring your hands to the inside of your knees so the weight of your arms is resting onto your inner thighs, which will bring you deeper. So just see, do you want more weight into your inner thighs or do you want to take weight out of your inner thighs? So always in this pose, it's really important to stay connected down into your feet. So rather than your feet being these things that are hanging down at the end of your legs, make them to be it's like, that's why you have legs, is to be able to reach that far down into your toes. That's why the muscles are so big at the top, so that they can manage the length of your legs and have strength into your toes. It's like a branch of a tree. You know, if the branch was really huge way out near the end, it just would fall off. You know what I mean? Whereas the trunk is really huge and it gets narrower and narrower all the way out to the edge, out to the very edges of the leaves. So right now, imagine that you are really extending into your toes and you're stretching a bit deeper into your toes, and they're lengthening from the deep of your belly, the deep of the thighs, again like we did earlier. Nice. And then slowly bend your knees slightly, come back to center, and then cross your right thigh across the top of the left, and then bend both knees so your knees are bent and your knees are up towards your chest. Push your elbows into the floor, and then just drop your knees down towards the right side, and you're hovering off the floor. And really just feel how that right leg is pulling the left leg down with it. Draw that left shoulder down, stabilize into it. And just pausing there. Really feel the deep of the side of your waist. Nice, come back to center. And then rock down towards the left. So as you drop down towards the left, it's a different stretch. The outer part of your bum on the right is more active perhaps. The outer part of your waist on the right is more active. And really widen and deepen and sink, so that you're really connecting into the strength of your torso. Feel like your elbows are helping you. Feel like your shoulders are helping you. Don't lift anything off the floor, just stabilize even deeper into the floor. And come back up to center. Uncross your legs and bring your feet wide again. Just growing like little trees down into your toes. Be connected down into the very leaves of you. Really feel like the connection to your toes is happening from your thighs and the deep of your pelvis. The nerves for your legs, some of the longest nerves in your body go from your big toe all the way up into your lower back. And so like they're playing on the length of your legs. If you've got really long legs, then they could be 1.5 meters long. It's quite amazing. And that's just one nerve fiber. And so that one nerve fiber is bringing sensory information, motor information. Really feel that as you stretch down into your toes, as you connect. Let your feet be yours. Nice. And then bending your knees slightly, bring your legs back up to center. Now cross your left thigh across the front of the right. Bend your knees so your knees are bent. Your knees are one is tucked over in front of the other one. And then you have your feet are flexing and the outer part of your thighs is stretching. And then dropping down towards the left, and feel like your left leg is pulling your right leg down. I'm just feeling that, noticing that. Anchoring your shoulders, really deepening into your spine as you lengthen through the right side of your body as it's being pulled towards the left. And breathing into it, lengthening into it. Nice, and then come all the way back up to center and then down towards the other side. So keeping your legs crossed, and then with the left thigh over the front of the right, and then dropping down towards the right side. And now perhaps you feel a different shape. What kind of a shape do you feel with your outer part of your body being stretched, or your hips or your belly, or What is it that lengthens as you drop your knees down towards the right as they float in the air? Stabilizing, sinking, grounding. And come all the way back up to center. Last time, stretch your legs up towards the ceiling. And slowly drop your feet wide. And then imagine that you can bring your toes to the floor. So rather than your heels to the floor, you're trying to bring your toes to the floor. So you can reach down and hold on to your ankles if you wish, or your inner knees, or just give a bit of a deeper sense of a pull or a lengthening. How would you really widen into the deep of your hips and just gently elongate, giving weight into the inner thighs. Nice. And then gently just rock a little bit from side to side. That's a little bit. Super. Bend your knees. Squeeze your knees towards you. Wrap yourself around your knees. Lift your head off the floor and squeeze your knees as deep as you can towards you. Maybe pulling them down, sinking them down. Nice. And then release. Super. So rolling over onto your right side or rolling up along your spine and come all the way up into your downward dog. So just coming all the way over, rolling over or rolling up, whatever way you do. And so as you land onto your hands and knees, just feel like your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips, and then pushing back into your downward dog. So as you push back into your downward dog, just have a sense of the length of you, the stretch of you. And you're deepening again so feel your toes. Toes on the floor, and then feel your feet. What would you do to stretch into your feet? How would you connect into your ankles? How would you stretch into your calves? Feel into your knees. How would you lengthen your thighs? For me, I automatically start to drop my bum a little bit from side to side, but it's not about my bum, it's about me feeling into my thighs. So how do you feel deeper into the thighs, or how do you stretch your legs more? Just feel. And then connect through the whole of your leg like a unit of function, because it is. So from the deep of your belly all the way into your toes, can you find a sense of a surge or a wave that you can send through your legs as a deeply powerful surge of connectivity? We do it every time we walk. And you connect into the length of your legs. Nice. Slowly drop your knees down. Let them tap the floor lightly. And then push back into your downward dog. And again, drop your knees down. Let them touch the floor lightly. And push back. Downward dog. And again, knees come down. Let them touch the floor. And pushing back. Downward dog. Last time, knees tap down, let them touch the floor lightly. Push back, downward dog. Stretch your left leg up and back. And have a sense of stretching through the deep of the front of the left hip. I really have a feeling that you reach again from the deep of your thighs into your toes. And even now, maybe your belly and your ribcage is connecting, or your left arm is connecting into the left side of your body. Nice. Lower your left foot to the floor. Stretch your right leg up and back and connect through the whole right side of your body. So feel like you're this incredibly long, dynamic, stretching awesomeness. Hey, that's you. So really feel you can find that connectivity today. Nice. And then slowly lowering both knees to the floor. And then slowly lower your nose down until it almost comes to the floor, or whatever version of that suits you. Come back up. And just do that a few times. Nose drops down, push away. Wherever you go to, make sure you can push back up from it. So if you're finding that you can't push back up, then you've gone too far. So find your distance. Knowing your own limits is an amazing thing, because then you know how to manage yourself. You are the guardian of your own safety. You are tracking your sensations. You could do anything actually, because you can mind yourself in what you're doing. And just slowly as you drop down, as you come back up, one more time. Dropping down, yeah, coming back up. Nice. Walk your hands a little bit more forward. So slowly begin to squeeze through the buttocks and drop your hips a little bit forward. So you're just listening into the front of your belly, the front of your hips as you drop them forward. You're looking down towards the floor still. And then sit your bum back and come back into a long child's pose. So your bum is dropping back towards your heels. And you're lengthening through your arms. Listen to your armpits, listen to your shoulders. Rising up into a cat, and then drop your hips forward. This time you can begin to lengthen your head or lift your head. And then sitting your bum back. And round your back as you sit your bum back. So just begin to flow forward and backwards. And find your movement of opening. And then sitting your bum back. Opening. And sitting your bum back. And again. Opening. And sitting your bum back. Nice. So come and land onto your belly completely and have your elbows wide and rest the back of your head on the floor. No, back of your head. No, the front of your head on the back of your hands. That's it. So elbows are bent. The front of your head, your forehead is resting on the backs of your hands. And just shimmy yourself or wiggle yourself until you feel like your rib cage, your belly, your hips, your legs all feel like they're in a position of comfort, of wellness. Nice. And then stretch both arms out long so that they're either side of your head and your hands, your palms are resting on the floor. Nice, your forehead is resting on the floor. And then lift your head maybe just 1 inch off the floor so it's floating. And then lift your hands 1 inch off the floor so they're also floating. Lift your toes 1 inch off the floor. So it's a very low movement. You're really not lifting very high. And then slowly, like little hovercrafts, glide your hands back until your elbows come as close to your hips as you can. So you're trying to pull your elbows back towards the sides of your body or your arms towards the side of your body. Your palms are still floating just above the floor. And then with that squeeze backwards, just lift your chest a little bit more because you're pulling your shoulder blades together and you're feeling a sense of strength up into the torso. And slowly reach your arms long and let your head and hands rest on the floor. And again, lift all three off the floor, hands, head and feet, and slowly hover your elbows back until they land back near your ribcage, and then squeeze back and let your torso rise. And then reach them out long. So do that a few times. You can keep your hands floating or you can come to rest between each rep. And just feel like you reach your arms long, they stretch out really long and forward. And then you bend your elbows and you squeeze your elbow back and you lift your chest. Just feel the action of the elbows pulling backwards really allows the chest some strength and connection. I'm just finding that deep sense of reaching. And then this amazing sense of squeezing. Feel the back of your body squeezing and also feel the back of your body lengthening. Nice, one more time. Squeezing back, pausing there. You're squeezing back, your elbows are pulled back, your hands are floating just above the floor. And now bring your hands to rest just below where they are. And then just support your spine in this shape. Nice, and then push a little bit more, tiny bit, 1 inch more. And release. And then stretch your arms out long. And bring your head to the floor. Just rock your bum from side to side. Stretch your arms out long, they're either side of your head again, they're reaching out long along the floor. And then lift your right arm up and your head up, and imagine that your ear and your arm are kind of glued together. And then lift your left leg also off the floor. So we're going to do yogic swimming. So lift your arm as high as it go. You can push down into the left hand and you can push down into the right leg. So feel like the bits on the floor are supporting you to lift a bit higher. And then dropping your hand down, dropping your leg down. And then lift the other side. So your left arm and your right leg lift. Pushing down into the floor to create connection. And then lowering down. Just do that for the next little while, lifting opposite arm and leg as you lift. And then lower down as you lift. And lower down. Find the strength of the back of your body and the cross connection. So when we're walking, our right arm and left leg move together. Every time we step, we do this cross-lateral connection into our body. Just see how that is through the back of your body, to connect into the deep of the back of your body as you lift. And as you lift. One more time, each side, lift. And lift. Nice. Bend your elbows, bring your head to the back of your hands. Just pause there. Finding a moment of maybe rock your bum a little bit from side to side, or breathe into the deep of your belly so that as you breathe, you have the sense of the lower back widening and becoming more spacious. Nice. So stretch both arms long out in front of you. Slowly lift both hands, both feet off the floor. And then pull your elbows back. And as you pull your elbows back, lift through the torso. Nice. Stretch your arms out long, floating still above the floor with your arms and your legs. And pull them back, squeezing back deeply. Nice. One more time. Reaching forward as far forward as you can, creating length. And then pull your elbows back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Nice. Bring your hands to the floor, soften your back so that you drop your forehead down, and then pushing the front of your feet into the floor, lift up through your chest and lift up so that you're arching your back and you're pushing your hands into the floor. So you can straighten your arms, but make sure your shoulders are moving away from your ears and you have a sense of length through the front of your body. You shouldn't feel strain in your back, so whatever place you are, make sure that you're feeling comfortable. Nice. And then lower down a little bit, look over your right shoulder. Now look over your left shoulder. Look over your right shoulder. And look over your left shoulder. Super cool. Bring both elbows to the floor. Push yourself back until you're in your cat pose. Bring your hands to the floor. And then from here, round your back deeply into the cat. And then arch your lower back, looking forward. Round your lower back. And arching your lower back. Nice. And then lean your ribcage towards the left. And then lean your ribcage towards the right. So towards the left. And towards the right. And then draw a circle with your ribcage. So try and circle your ribcage so that it's really rolling in a deep circle. So it's a sense of like a skipping rope or a hula hoop or a barrel or a circle or whatever. And roll in the other direction. Circling, rolling. Nice, come to center. Lower your nose down until it touches the floor or close and straighten away. And again, just do that a few times. Lower down and straighten. Lower down, straighten, lower down, straighten one last time, lower down, and straighten. Great. Take your right hand, bring it to a fist on the floor, and then pull your right elbow back like lawnmower. So your elbow is pulled back, your hand is resting beside your chest, and your elbow is really drawing back towards the ceiling. And then dive with that right elbow underneath your left armpit until your right shoulder comes to the floor. So you dived under your left armpit. The right side of your head is on the floor and the whole of your right arm is resting on the floor. Nice, coming out. Pull your elbow back into lawnmower, deeply. And then sliding under again. Slide your right arm all the way under until your shoulder lands on the floor. Nice, last time. Pull your right elbow back, deeply pulling it back. And then gliding all the way under, shoulder comes to the floor. Nice, change. Both hands to the floor, and then pull your left elbow back into lawnmower, and then dive with your left hand under your right armpit, shoulder comes to the floor. Nice, coming all the way back up. Pull your left elbow back like a lawnmower, and then dive with your left hand under your right armpit, all the way down to the floor. Nice, last time. Pull your left elbow back, deeply squeezing back. And diving all the way down until your shoulder comes to the floor. Super cool. Come all the way up, both hands on the floor until your shoulders, you're in your cat pose again. And drop your nose down, touch the floor. And just do that a few times. It's like a mini little push-up. Whatever version of this suits you. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Super cool. Come sit on your bum. Legs are long in front of you. Stretching them out. Wonderful. Hope weather is as nice where you are as it is here. It's amazing here now. So great. So legs are long in front of you. And just roll out through your shoulders. Just have a roll. Just appreciating all that amazing work you did into the shoulders, into the shoulder blades. And then roll in the other direction. Nice. And then how would you stretch your elbows? Like elbows are, how would you do that? And kind of feel like you're stretching your, so I have to squeeze my elbows really tight and then kind of move my elbows and point them in different directions a little bit. Like what do elbows do? Like how do you stretch your elbow? Maybe it's straightening that's stretching. Maybe it's bending that's stretching. Which way is it? Interesting things. Make fists out of your hands, roll out through your wrists. Now and then roll in the other direction, rolling deeply. And fingers again. So how would you stretch into the deep of your fingers? It's not even stretching, it's like how do you send you all the way down into your fingertips? Can you feel the air as it passes your fingertips? Can you feel the difference between each finger as you squeeze your hands into your palm? These amazing structures, because of these things, we do so much. They're amazing. We write, we hold, we hug, we caress, we care, we cook. Nice. And so great. So sitting up tall, find your bum. And stretch both arms long in front of you. Super. Bend your right knee, pull it in so that your foot is near your left knee. And then reach both hands forward down along that left leg and drop your head down in the direction of your left knee. So your left knee is bent and your forehead is dropping down in the direction of your knee. Nice. So you have a sense of really rounding forward, dropping forward. Let's wiggle a bit deeper. How would you kind of just stretch a little bit through the right side, stretch a little bit through the left side. So ultimately, it's not about a shape. It's like, how do you, as you wiggle your shoulders and reach into your arms, how do you really find, oh, there's my ribcage, wow. And so it's a bit like join the dots or color in the numbers a bit, what we do in yoga. It's like, can you feel that little area around there? And it's not until we color in everything else around it that we start to notice, oh, I can't really feel that part of my back, or I can't really feel this. Just slowly embodying, connecting, deepening, and then coming all the way up. Nice. Bring both hands forward in front of you, and then draw your right elbow back and bring your fingers behind you and hold on to your left knee and twist deeply towards the left. Oh, the right. Say right. Nice. You can extend your left arm straight out in front of you and then bring your elbow to the front of your knee if you wish. But don't lean backwards if you're doing that. Make sure that your fingers on the floor behind you are solid, or even if you come to the front of your knee, then wrap your arm around the back of your body so that you're staying in the tone of the torso holding you up, rather than the back hand holding you up. Nice, release. Change. So stretch your right leg long and then bend your left knee, draw it in up towards you. As you draw your left knee in, bring your hands down either side of that right leg and then drop your head down in the direction of your right knee and glide your hands out long and out in front of you. And then wiggle a little bit so you're feeling into the back of your rib cage here, or the deep of your waist, or the back of the pelvis, or whatever it is that you do. How do you find the back of your hips, the back of your pelvis? And just feeling into it, connecting into it. Really sinking down, noticing, adjusting, adapting. Wiggling shoulders one way, wiggling shoulders the other way. Nice, and coming all the way up. Both hands are forward, and then twist. So draw the left elbow back, bring your fingertips to the floor, and you can either hold on to the outside of your left knee or reach your right hand straight over towards the left and bring your elbow down to the front of your knee. You can have your arm straight or your elbow bent. And if you want, you can wrap that left hand around the back of your body so it's your torso that's twisting rather than the scaffolding of your body holding you up. Really listening to your body, adapting, adjusting. Nice, and release, and come all the way back. So bring both feet together and then draw your feet up towards you and then stretch your arms out forward in front of you and push it. We did this on the floor earlier. So bring your arms to the insides of your knees and then push your elbows out into your knees and then push your knees into your elbows and bring your palms to face forward. So it's like you're doing a little mini crow. And then try and sit really rise up through your spine and try and pull your knees a little bit higher up your arms as you do it. How would you do this? How would you connect into this? Pushing your elbows into your knees. Super. And then slowly release and then stretch one leg long and then the other leg long, but out to the sides. Last movement. Feet are really wide, you're sitting up tall. And then bring both hands forward in front of you. Bring both hands either side of that right leg. Drop your hands down either side of the right leg. And drop your head down in the direction of the right shin. You can reach your left arm out to hold on to something down along that right leg. Just feeling that. What is it for you? How is it for you? Come all the way back up to center. Other side, both hands forward, over towards the left, hands both sides of the left knee. And then drop your head down in the direction of the left knee and reach the right hand forward. You can reach to the outside. So sometimes that sense of adding a little bit of an extra twist into the torso by bringing your right hand to the outside baby toe side of your left foot. See how that is? And you're just lengthening through the side of your body. Widening, lengthening, deepening. Nice, and all the way to center. Last one, both hands forward and just glide out and forward, whatever that is for you. Again, remember your toes. So you're going to try and be down into the feet of you, like connect from the deep of your hips into your toes, that your legs are one expression of movement. They're not like isolated chunks from each other. Like, so maybe come back up a bit so that you can still stay connected. If you find that you can't connect anymore, then you've gone too deep. There's that sense of really wiggling a little bit or rocking or moving or connecting. You know, it's like, why would you do a movement that isn't a connected movement? It has no use then in life, you know, whereas a connected movement, you can begin to use it if you wanted to do something or be stronger or be deeper into the body. Nice, and slowly coming all the way up. So come to the front of your mat and then gently and steadily just come to lie slowly back. You can either have your knees bent or your legs straight and just land with your hands on your lower belly. And as you land with your hands on your lower belly, you just really feel that you can settle. So feel and find the place of rest for your body. So that could be your backs of your hands resting on the floor or your shoulders widened a little bit, your chin tucked in. You just find what placement or what shape and container really, how do I settle into this? How do I land into this? just another 3 minutes or so of relaxation. Just where do you rest from? So for me, there's something in my deep belly that's really softening as I rest, you know. So find a place that's melting. Like, where is there a melt in you right now? Or where is there a settling or a softening or a deepening? And then just really almost like let that be an expression that you want to cultivate, is that melting feeling. So if we focus on that which is contracted and busy, then we stay contracted and busy. But if we really focus on that which is resting and softening and deepening, it's a very beautiful orientation and a spacious orientation for the body. Where do I settle? Where am I settling? And where am I in this moment relaxing? Become like a like CSI relaxation, you know what I mean? So find like, oh, the outer parts of my shoulders are doing this really nice melty thing, or oh, my hands feel really rested, or oh, my lower back feels good resting on the floor, or my face is softening, or there's something hanging about some part of me. It's really cultivating that as an orientation. Where am I melting? Where am I settling? Where is there a sense of harmony and coherency, a sense of flow? I love flow states. I love being totally in this harmonious movement of connectivity, of embodiment. So as you settle, as you deepen, as you really connect into that in your body, where and how do you cultivate that? Where and how do you really allow yourself to be that? Be young. Be young. Such an amazing thing. Be relaxed, be delicious, be soft, be strong in that softness, be connected in that softness, be connected to that softness. Nice. And then slowly, steadily, just begin to, again, as we did at the beginning of the class, begin to move into your toes and begin to stretch into your feet, and then begin to stretch long down through your legs and up into your arms and through the whole of your body. So as you reach, as you connect, you just have a sense of this is a unit of incredible function. It is totally connected, totally together. Either squeezing your knees up onto your chest or rocking a little bit from side to side, or what would you do to really connect through the length of you, the depth of you? Yeah, so either drawing your knees up or slowly beginning to rock your knees over.